All right. So I had posted something on my page about how I was going to be getting a new subscription box, and I was considering doing a little unboxing thing for it. I've never done one of these. I don't have the software for it, so there's not going to be some fancy intro. The most you're going to get is my dog barking in the background. But I wanted to talk about a subscription box that I recently decided to try out. It is the True Crime box from Zompire Inc. I came across it on Facebook randomly. There was a post that somebody had on a horror page, and they were showing off some autographed items. And a gentleman, Vladimir, was showing some of the pieces he had, and I was pretty excited about something he was showing. It was a Henry Hill card, and him and I got to talking. He told me about this box that he curates, this box that he runs. I don't know if curates is the right word. I think so. I don't know. But instantly interested. It wasn't your standard horror box. It was something more unique, right? So true crime is something I love. I don't know every story out there. I know some decent ones. And the themes of this box caught my attention, and I figured why not give it a shot. So themes of this box are going to be there was a mystery item that they talked about a little bit in their little video they made before they started selling the box. So we have mystery item from Al Capone, Dr. Jack Kevorkian, Reverend Jim Jones, the Vampire of Paris, Nicolas Clot, I believe you would say. I don't speak French. And Ewok from Moonshiners. Now, Ewok from Moonshiners, I don't know anything about. I tried to look into a little bit, and it seems like he's just more of like a pop culture kind of guy. Maybe some drug charges in the past, from what I read online, not stereotyping or anything. But seemed like a cool guy. I've never seen the show, so I don't know what to say about that. The pieces I was really excited about are the Kevorkian and Jim Jones. Jonestown is something that amazes me, that someone could have that much influence on people and lure them to another country. And I mean, we all know what happened in the end. Like, drink the Flavor Aid and see what happens. And it's funny because before all of that happened, before the cyanide and the Flavor Aid, Jim Jones was actually trying to get them to, I believe it was Russia. They were trying to get Jonestown relocated to Russia because of all the pressure from the U.S. and the families trying to get their members back and things of that nature. So the interesting thing is, when Jim Jones started out, he had good ideas. He seemingly had good intentions. He seemed to be doing it for the right reasons. And damn, did that spiral out of control, because obviously he was not the person that he led people to believe. Once he relocated from Indiana to California, things just got weirder and weirder and weirder until South America. We know the rest, right? So let's go ahead and check out the box. Let's stop giving a little half-ass history lesson. So I already cut the box open. You don't need to see me do that. If I cut myself while I was doing it, I didn't want to embarrass myself. So with this box, what the Zompire Inc. advertises is one signed item and a relic piece. Now, a relic piece is going to be something unique, something that this box is going to have that you're not going to find anywhere else, right? One of the relic pieces they did in the past was a piece of fabric from Henry Hill's Members Only jacket. So a little swatch of fabric. They do a horror box too, and there was a swatch from Saw. Now, I don't know what was in the box. I didn't see the box. I just saw pictures, but it looked pretty cool. So let's take a look. Starting from the top here, we have a really cool print. This is Alfonso Capone. It is number 5 of 20, and it has his fingerprints. So, cool little true crime piece. Now, Al Capone, definitely one of the main gangsters. You have Alcatraz up here. Alcatraz, one of the coolest places I've ever seen in my entire life. If you ever have the opportunity, check it out. Al Capone was in his prime in Chicago. Elliot Ness came through and shut him down. He got sent off to prison, ended up at Alcatraz, ended up with syphilis, which really messes with your brain, and he went downhill fast. Once he was out of prison, I believe it was Florida that he retired to. There's a new movie with Tom Hardy. I haven't seen it yet, but I will. Al Capone, man, this is a really cool piece. This is something I'll definitely frame and hang up. All right. Now, there's another little picture here. It's face down, but I'm going to assume that it's Ewok. Because obviously, if there's an autograph piece, it's going to need to be somebody who is alive and kicking. And as much as I would shit myself if there was an autograph from Jim Jones in here, I'm not going to count on it. So, it is Ewok. He is a gingerly bearded man. The original Outlaw, signed Outlaw Ewok. Now, what I read online is he does whitewater rafting tours somewhere in the South. Was it Tennessee, maybe? So, hey, check out Ewok's whitewater rafting tours. Have him tell you about some moonshine. Again, I don't really know anything about Ewok, unfortunately, but it's still a cool piece, still a cool picture. We'll make good use of it. I believe this is pretty cool. I believe that it is, people are going to hate me for this, Zodiac. If I'm wrong, I apologize. SFPD, this symbol. Now, there is a theory that the Zodiac killer actually came to Ohio after all was said and done and he was running from the police and posted up in Eastlake. There was a guy who was found dead in an apartment, and they had a really hard time tracking down his identity. He was living under an alias when they searched his apartment, and I believe there was weapons and money, and I think that it was pretty crazy. I don't remember all the details, but there's an article out there about it, but it didn't really get a following like it could have. There wasn't a lot of research done. His body had been there for so long that it was really hard for them to get it out in one piece and all this crazy stuff. But Google Zodiac, Eastlake, Ohio, you'll find the story. It's pretty cool. And so is this pen. And if it is not Zodiac, please forgive me. Whoa. Okay, moving on. So this is pretty cool. Jack Kevorkian gets a lot of shit in history for assisted suicides. Now, if I knew I was facing death and it was going to be gross and painful and my family was going to have to see me go through it and I was going to have to go through it, I completely respect and believe in assisted suicide. It's true. People may disagree with me, but that's my right to have my opinion, so fuck off. This is a business card that I will assume is legit, from Jack Kevorkian, MD, Bioethics and Obituary. Special death counseling by appointment only. So you get his card, you get a hold of him, you let him know what's going on, and if he thinks that you have the right case, he will help you end it. Peacefully, painlessly, medically. I really want to learn more about Kevorkian. I feel like I haven't found a lot of good information about him. I feel like there's more to his story. Alright, so I see two more things in here. We're going to start with the Relic Piece. Now, the Relic Piece, again, is an article of clothing, a piece of an article of clothing, or something along those lines, right? So one of the pieces that I haven't talked much about yet was the Vampire of Paris. Vampire Paris, the police were investigating a murder, and they arrested Nico Clos, French. They arrested him, and they were like, we're going to search your apartment. And he was like, whew, oh, buddy, just you wait till you get in there, because you're going to find the murder weapon, but you're going to find a lot of other weird shit. And they did. Nico had a habit of robbing graves. He had a habit of enjoying a nice beverage of protein powder, human blood, and I believe ash of some sort. He was a little unique. He was a practicing Satanist. He was into some dark shit. And he was arrested for murder. And this is an authentic shirt swatch. Looks like number 11 of 20 from the Vampire of Paris himself. Got some information on the back here. He was a practicing Satanist. he was a murderer, necrophilia and cannibalism. Him and Jeffrey Dahmer could have been buddies. You know, they could have really kicked it. His murder the murder he committed occurred on October 4th, 1994, and he was arrested November 15th, 94. From what I've read about him, he was pretty much just like, yeah, I did it, and I'm pretty crazy. I have a bunch of weird shit in my apartment. Go for it. So this is a really cool piece. Again, a swatch of his shirt. This is not something that you would find anywhere else in any other box that I've come across anyways. Most likely, if you got one of these boxes and he was a theme, you would get a little resin bust of him or something along those lines. So this is actually really cool. Definitely a good piece for any kind of true crime horror collector. All right, now, the piece that I'm most excited for must be the piece that is still lurking in the box. And that is Jonestown. Again, Jonestown, the whole story blows my mind. The fact that this person could influence all these people and convince them, leave your families, leave your wife and let her come to me. There was some of that happening. Your children are not your children, they are my children. If you listen to the sermon he gives on their last day, it's mind-blowing. Like, just how he's trying to calm everybody, and this is what's right, this is fine, blah, blah, blah. And he had the people in Jonestown that some drank willingly, some were forced. They killed the children first. And in town, there were, I believe, his son and some others that received communication that today's the day, we're going to end it today. And 3 or 4 of them locked themselves in a bathroom, and they weren't even there with Jim Jones hovering over them. They locked themselves in a bathroom, and one of them set about killing the others in the room and then himself. I believe he survived, or some of the ones that were in the bathroom survived, and it may have been Jim Jones Jr. that was there as well. Crazy. Read the book, The Road to Jonestown. Awesome book. Let's see what this is. Nice little envelope. And this is pretty cool. So what we have is looks like a tile piece. So basically we can use it as a coaster. Nice glossy to it. Of the Reverend Jim Jones. With the nice blue splatter to it. Not too theatric with some blood red. This is pretty cool. This is something I would definitely keep around my apartment. Or even I might be able to sneak it in and use it at work. I already have enough weird shit in my cube. Nobody's going to think any other. And I can use my Jim Jones coffee mug with my Jim Jones coaster. So, those are all the items in the box. I gotta say, this is my favorite piece. But, if this card is legit, which I will be posting the video or a link to the video or something on their page, and I kind of expect that they're going to let me know. If this is legit, this is the shit. This is really fucking cool. The thing with true crime is these people did some gross, scary, off-the-wall shit. Except Kevorkian. I don't think he did anything wrong. That's just my opinion. But we can learn something from it. Like, we can learn what to look out for. We can learn what to see in people. These charismatic leaders that gain a following and turn it into something terrible. Like, that's something we can learn from. So this is really cool. Would I do it again? I tell myself no, because I'm running out of room and I don't need any more shit. But I would totally do it again. So, yeah. Zompire Inc. True Crime Box. My first unboxing video ever. Clocking it under 15 minutes. If you watched all this, thank you. And maybe we'll do it again sometime.